Welcome back to Sambo's Stop Motion. I'm Sam. Today we are going to be customizing this little guy. It is the Greenlight first run of the 48 ends. It's the red underbelly. I think most of them were that color. And when I think of an 8 end, that's what I think of. I did a review on this and other Greenlight tractors. If you watched the silage truck video, you can see this is a normal pickup truck size truck next to this little 8N. It's really small, so it wouldn't take much paint or anything. So let's just get right into it, shall we? I don't know about you, but I just love tearing stuff apart. So let's get started. I think we can just pull the steering wheel right off here. Oh, I broke it. Okay. Let's not, well, yeah. Here it is. All right. Now, that brake is, I'm not going to be concerned about that. And I think the seat comes right off. There we go. I did break it. I'm good at that today. Why do I keep breaking everything? There we go. That's much better. These are tiny tires and wheels. Maybe I kind of like the idea of grinding some of these down to make them road worn. I don't want this to be a totally weathered tractor, but I don't want it to be totally showroom quality either. Well, that was easy. There we go. Wheels off. This is becoming less and less of a tractor. Don't ask me why, but I've been enjoying using this pin vise lately. Got it off of Amazon. Somebody asked. You can get all sorts of different ones. I got this from Bumper Off. Now, everything breaks because I guess it's glued in and the plastic is so weak that it just breaks. So, it's not wanting to split apart, so I think we're going to have to keep digging here. Now I got the grill off. And I don't want you to think that I'm a quitter, but sometimes you just got to say, you know, let's just stop and look at it. And I think that I don't need to actually take it all apart. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to cut right here on both sides. And then I have this little pipe here that I'm going to glue right on there. And then we're going to have some form of a steerable axle. It's as easy as this. Zip, zip, zip. I always wondered when I'd get to use my round file. I got to use that to grind down these, so it makes a little bit of a curved shape. I took some of my wire. Let me figure out what's... It's 1/16 times 0.14, so I think it's just 1/16 wire, or little pipe, whatever you want to call it. I cut down, so you see two pieces about this size that I will take and put like so. My hands are in the way. Anyways, that's gonna go like that, and you can tell. Then, so if you look at these old pieces, here I have this other 8N here. It's the blue version. Ta-da. Well, if you look on top here, let's look right about here. If the focus moves, you can see that on top of that pipe there's like a little divot. So I was like, how can we imitate that? Because I was just planning on putting a wire through. However, then I thought of my straight pins. Ooh, straight pins. Yes. Slice is nice. So I got all 4 holes drilled out in this little seat. We have this paint here. It's just red paint from Testers. G1 red, and it's all I had for close to the Ford red, and I could go with something a little different, but I know it's not quite right, and this is what it looks like when there. It's a little dark. Anything I have is a little dark, but I didn't really want to go out and buy a Ford red since I'm not even repainting this whole tractor. And finally, we have this little hitch here I made. Just a little simple thing, piece of brass with a hole drilled through it, and that will be glued on. I mentioned that I wanted to grind down these tires a little, so to do that, I put them on a sanding drum with the drum off. Got some sandpaper here, and we're gonna rock and roll. Tires turned out pretty good. You can see right here. There we go. But what the next step I did is to fill in some of these seams and holes. Now that one got a little cracked, that one didn't get quite filled in, that one did good, the back is okay. I scratched that all off, and I'm gonna paint over it, and hopefully it'll go good. Just don't want to blend on those nice black details they gave us there. While I was in this real good painting mood, I painted those right there. And these. Yeah. I glued on this little front bumper there, as you can see. And I set it at a slight angle, maybe it got bumped into something. Wheels and the hitch are on. It's looking pretty fine. Alright, so we're going to glue on the wheels, front wheels here, so I'm just going to put a dab on the front little spot here on the wheels. Just a little spot of super glue. Mounted our nice little 8N is on all 4 wheels and looks nice and stunning, if you would like to say that. We're going to do some weathering on it just slightly now. There are some paint chips in there that were completely an accident, just happened while I was working on it, so that's a little bit of the weathering. And then we're going to add a little bit of rust and fading, but not overdo it. I have the tractor sitting this way just for the angle, but you can see I added some black in there to the engine, and as well as the wheel here just gives it a more used look, using a be used. So we're just going to add a couple more little details, and then she'll be done. Common for old tractors that have something banged into the front of them, so I added just a little bit of, if you can see that, some silver to act like it got ran into instead of just bending the whole thing. I didn't want to ruin it. And then I added just a little bit of rust detail around, and we're just gonna throw some dull coat on it to seal it all in. So this is the Ford 8N just all finished up. Thank you for sticking around to see the end of the video. So just to go through on what we did, I made a steerable axle, drilled holes in the seat, accidentally broke the steering wheel, painted up the bumper, tilted it at an angle, did a lot of weathering. It was just a pretty simple project, except for the steerable axle. That was a little tricky, and I actually made it. They're not linked together, but I only will use it for pictures, and if I do use a stop motion, it won't matter. So if I was going to sell something like this, maybe I would try to make that better, but for me, I don't really care. Then I put some grime in the engine in there, on both sides actually, and I put some grime in the wheels, just some black. I wasn't trying to make anything too fancy or go nuts, but I wanted to just give it a little weathered look. I didn't want it to look all rusty. I didn't want it to look brand new. I think it looks alright. There's that hitch back there. It's not too bad. And then you can see I just added some rust right there as well. And that's just a nice little simple project, how to make a custom Ford 8N out of Greenlight down on the farm model. So thanks for sticking around, and thanks for stopping by.